Some names you see online, they're just designed to make you stop and stare. Today, we're diving into one of those, darkwebhacker.com. Wow. So what's really going on behind a name that's so intense? Let's get into it.
Think about it. Most brand names, they want to sound friendly, right? Trustworthy, approachable. But some, like this one, they do the exact opposite. They're not trying to blend in at all. They're trying to create this immediate vibe of mystery and power. It's like branding built purely on intrigue.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. That name, it instantly flashes that picture in your mind, doesn't it? That sort of pop culture image of a shadowy figure, hunched over a keyboard, who can unlock any digital door they want.
So let's start with that, the allure. What exactly makes this kind of branding so powerful? To really get it, we first need to understand the world it's meant to exist in.
Okay, first things first, a quick reality check. The dark web isn't some mythical place from a movie. It's a very real part of the internet. But, and this is the key, it's built from the ground up for anonymity. You're not going to stumble upon it on Google, and you need special software just to get there.
This comparison really lays it all out. The surface web, that's our everyday internet. Google, news sites, all easily searchable. The dark web is basically its polar opposite. It's a space where everything is built around keeping you anonymous. So a name like darkwebhacker is essentially planting its flag firmly in that second column. So that's the landscape. But a name like this is also a super powerful psychological tool. We've talked about the what and the where, so now let's dig into the why. Which, of course, brings us to the big question, why? Why would anyone create a brand like this? Is it just for shock value, or is there a real strategy behind it all? Well, it turns out it's aimed at a very, very specific kind of customer. At the end of the day, this kind of branding works like a magnet. It's designed to pull in people who are looking for very specialized skills. And it does that by creating this aura of being an outsider, an expert. It signals power, mystery, and maybe skills you wouldn't find at some mainstream corporate company. And this isn't just happening in a vacuum. This kind of branding is a direct response to a very real, very modern anxiety. The more our lives go digital, the more we worry about our stuff getting compromised. And that means the demand for people who can navigate that world just keeps going up. And the things people are looking for, they're often totally legitimate, sometimes even desperate needs. Businesses need someone to poke holes in their security before the bad guys do. People need help getting back a stolen social media account. And in those moments of crisis, a brand that implies some kind of underground expertise can seem incredibly appealing. And this is a big but, that allure comes with very, very real danger. So now we have to shift gears and talk about the red flags and the serious risks you take when you're exploring this space. It's the question you have to ask yourself when you see a name like this, right? The mystery might be cool, but wandering into this world without being super careful can have some pretty major consequences. The dangers here range from your wallet to your freedom. The most common risk? Just getting scammed out of your money, plain and simple. But it can get a lot worse. We're talking identity theft, getting into serious legal trouble for asking for illegal services, or even getting your own computer infected with malware. The takeaway is crystal clear. Curiosity here demands extreme caution. However, it's really important to understand that the word hacker isn't always about crime. The skills themselves are neutral. So let's flip the coin over and look at the other side, the ethical hacker. This is such a critical distinction to make. The exact same skill set that's used to break into a system can be used to defend it. What separates a criminal from a protector is the intent behind the action. The industry actually uses colors to tell them apart. A black hat hacker is the one you see in movies. They're acting illegally, usually for their own gain. But a white hat, or an ethical hacker, is hired by companies to find those exact same security flaws so they can be fixed. They are, essentially, the digital immune system for the modern world. So let's say you're ever looking for cybersecurity help. How do you spot a legit service? The key word is professionalism. Are they upfront and transparent about what they do? Can you find public reviews and clear contact info? Basically, do they operate like a real business, or do they operate like a shadow in the dark? And that really points to where the whole legitimate cybersecurity industry is headed. Yeah, edgy branding will probably always be a thing, but the real currency in this field isn't mystery, it's trust. The best pros prove their worth with certifications and transparency, not by hiding behind a provocative name.
Which brings us right back to where we started. A name like darkwebhacker.com is a powerful cover, right? It's engineered to make you feel a certain way. But as we've seen, what truly matters is what's underneath all that: the ethics, the transparency, and the real intent. In a world so full of carefully crafted digital identities, the real challenge is learning how to look past the cover and figure out what's actually inside.